Bungie is revealing Solstice in the Edge of Fate, and there's some spicy weapons I've heard, so let's jump into it. This week in Destiny, all right, we have Arms Week is live. Obviously, if you haven't jumped into the event yet, you can grind for the new shotgun hand cannon. You got the coil now in the portal, Solstice. Okay, let's jump into all these big articles here. Arms Week is on. We're 2 days into Arms Week. How are all you hand cannon enthusiasts feeling? We have introduced a new archetype with the Fenutria Fera. Some old favorites are dropping from activities, and you can equip crazy volatile mods with powerful effects into them. And no, we have not forgotten about the new Strand rifle. We've seen a few fun runs out there already for it. Arms Week is a 1-week event introduced with the Edge of Fate, and it will be around until next Tuesday reset, August 5th. So don't miss out on the opportunity to earn some nice rewards while you can. It has its own event home that you can find in the portal main screen, and it has daily and weekly challenges, an event track with a variety of rewards, including holofoil weapons, and the event shop with a variety of rewards to earn with event tokens. Ada 1 plays a big part in the Arms Week. Even if her recent focus has been dressing you, she wanted to help with new weapons. You can visit her in the shooting range and use the combat telemetry you're earning when completing activities to buy Arms Week event weapon engrams. These special engrams can be decrypted at Rahul for free, or you can spend a bit more combat telemetry to focus it on higher tier rewards. Choose wisely. So we recently did a video reviewing Arms Week, and the hand cannon's awesome. The kind of methodology that Bungie has created to achieving it, maybe not the best, but check out the video if you want. The coil has arrived in the portal. This was an activity loved by Destiny 2 players, so we got here. Coil is here. This activity was launched during Season of the Wish in the year of Lightfall, known for its mix of intense combat and interesting modifiers that players could buy from Riven. It was a perfect candidate for our new activity hub in the Edge of Fate. The coil has 3 paths available in the portal, and the experience can be customized by the players. Go for a B+ or higher grade to earn the best and most gear possible, but be careful not to make it so hard you can't cross the finish line. With Update 9004, we added the option to jump into Master and Grandmaster activities at the lower levels, but be careful, if you go to 100, enemies will be immune, so be mindful of that. If you're interested in hopping in the coil, we'll be there soon, or is there now, and dungeons will be arriving very soon as well into the portal, and then I'm assuming raids at some point, right? The Solstice starts next week. Here it is, right on the corner. Look at this. You got the little ducky, little floaties on the Titan. This is going to be funny. The goal of the event is to use the Solstice Forge to create a full set of armor and then make it glow. Given that we have a new system of stats and armor in place of the Edge of Fate, it's probably a good moment to earn a few sets. Okay, maybe there'd be some good armor set bonuses for these. We'll see. But let's talk about what's changing. For starters, in lieu of a bonfire bash activity this year, we're adding a plethora of modifiers to portal activities. Okay, so no more bonfire bash, which I think is, we've been reusing that activity for many, many years now, so I don't know if it will be missed by any means. They're just going to instead add a bunch of modifiers in the portal. These modifiers are inspired by solar energy, very fitting for the Solstice theming, and you might recognize some of their effects if you have paid attention to the artifact in the past. We have only listed 4. You'll have to discover the rest for yourself. Hot potato. We got carryable solar flares occasionally drop from defeated combatants. Passing it between players increases the amount of damage it will do. So you're going to kill an enemy. They're going to drop a solar flare, and then you can pass it around like a hot potato and do an incredible amount of damage. This sounds actually kind of funny. We got fired up. Dealing damage and final blows from solar sources raises a heat meter. Once full, your weapons will cause solar explosions. Nice. So it'd be like basically causing ignitions. All right. Class healing. Heal yourself when using your class ability. Okay. Igniter. Precision hits against scorched combatants cause ignitions. All right. This is going to be very interesting, and this is going to make clearing portal activities significantly faster. So if you're doing that monotonous power grind right now, this maybe will help alleviate it and allow you to clear much, much faster. So I'm at least looking forward to that. Not looking forward to grinding up to 450 though. Right now, I'm currently at like power level 270. Let me know where you're at and how the grind feels for you. These modifiers will rotate each day on portal matchmaking activities, but can be selected anytime with custom difficulty selection, with one exception. Hot Potato will stay on each day for portal matchmaking activities. All right. Another addition coming with this Solstice is the new Solstice Scorched Crucible playlist. You can imagine what weapon is the main character here, the Scorched Cannon, of course. Both teams will be able to use them in Clash, Control, and Rift game modes, so revel in the chaos. And don't forget, you can charge the cannon after shooting it for some extra area damage, right? As you play during the 2 weeks of Solstice, you'll earn some free rewards in its dedicated event home, from a unique emblem to a ghost shell to some hollow foil weapons. So, don't forget completing your daily and weekly challenges so you can progress the event rank track to earn them all. This version of the event home has a new and improved reward shop where you will be able to purchase weapons directly, up to a tier 4, depending on your guardian rank, as well as up to tier 4 weapon and armor engrams. There will be also glimmer stacks and enhancement cores if you need them. Gotcha. So you need to level up your guardian rank, so be mindful of that. If you're out there right now playing Destiny 2, your guardian rank is tied to higher tier drops. So make sure you're doing those objectives. I myself have neglected guardian rank in the past, but I will be doing my chores and ranking my guardian rank up. Trials is back. All right, this will be the first time, and it's going to be on Burnout. First time in Edge of Fate. We'll see what the stats look like. We'll see what the player base and population is and how excited people are with the sandbox. Not a whole lot has changed in Destiny 2 PvP, though, if we're being honest, other than just, overall, like, the stats of your character. But, like, the PvP sandbox, I don't think I've seen a dramatic shift post Edge of Fate, which is good. Sometimes, PvP players don't like the crazy changes too much. So Satan has secured 5 weapons, including the second ever spread shot hand cannon. All right, so if you didn't get one from Arms Week, he's going to have one there. So you got the Auric Disabler, Strand Precision Frame Auto Rifle, the Oris Neutralizer, Kinetic Spread Shot Hand Cannon, and we got Aisha's Embrace, Void Rapid Fire Frame Scout Rifle. We got Forgiveness Arc Aggressive Frame Sidearm, and we got Unwavering Duty Solar Adaptive Machine Gun. There it is. During these first 6 weeks of uninterrupted Trials weekends, there won't be a featured weekly weapon. Gotcha. So they're doing straight up 6 weeks uninterrupted Trials, so that way you can just grind it consistently if you're interested, which a lot of Destiny 2 PvP players have been really wanting. They wanted a consistent Trials period of time because it always gets interrupted by Iron Banner and other stuff. That means you'll be earning all of them while playing your matches, with wins having a higher chance of them dropping. We will have featured weapons again on September 9th, shortly after the Ashen Iron major update launches, and 2 more weapons enter the Trials loot pool. We'll talk more about them once they are closer. Okay, so we're getting more stuff added later on. For now, remember that only the Lighthouse Passage allows you to go into the Lighthouse, so choose wisely when visiting Saint. Put together a powerful build, see what stats fit your playstyle the best, and start earning the new tiered Trials weapons. There you go. More calm support for the Edge of Fate. All right, as we progress into week 3 for the Edge of Fate, we have more to share about some of the issues players have encountered while playing. Some of these have already been shared on our social media channels and will serve as a reminder. But we also are expanding to ensure that missed patch notes, among other changes, are included. So they missed a few patch notes previously and they had to adjust and fix some stuff. Let's see here. When making changes within the game, we never intend to ship nerfs or buffs without communication. They're talking about stealth nerfs. We want our players to know what's going on so they can be informed on what build crafting options to test out and explore. Give us good feedback and even help distribute the information to friends or clanmates to prep them for upcoming changes. And let's be honest, this community is proficient enough in how Destiny works that players find out sooner than later if a change is made without the proper patch notes. That's true, but the chain of command here, you should be fixing things, adjusting things, and communicating that with whoever is producing these TWIDs, right? So that way all of the changes are illustrated, so that way we know what to look for. Like, if I hear that Sunshot gets changed, then I immediately want to try it out and see how powerful it is versus having to, like, every time there's a patch or every time something's new, we have to go through and systematically test every little tiny thing and just to find out what's working well and not, right? Sometimes things get missed in the process of filing, implementing, collecting, and writing and publishing our patch notes. We agree that it can be frustrating to be caught off guard by changes and are taking steps to further improve our patch note processes to avoid having this happen again in the future. We've been gathering issues and missing patch notes while having conversations with the team to have the most informed take on the changes that were not communicated on time. To confirm if there's been issues that need to be fixed and to see if we could implement some of the feedback that has been shared during the last few weeks, let's go over them. We got Solar, we got Ember of Benevolence, had its energy regen tuned during the last stat rework. The amount of energy regen was reduced from 4x to 3x, and the duration of energy regen was increased by 1 second. Warlock had Touch of Flame was tuned. The damage of solar and fusion grenades when enhanced by Touch of Flame was reduced by 10%. Gotcha. Exotic Armor, Speaker Sight. Turret's lifetime was reduced from 15 seconds to 9 seconds. Man, that sucks. Despite multiple other efficacy reductions, Speaker Sight was still dominating the healing support role. Let it dominate. We love Speaker Sight. To give room to other exotics and to add a variety in the Warlock support playstyle space, we've reduced the turret's lifetime from 9 seconds to 15 seconds. Not to 9 seconds from 15 seconds. The result is a turret that fires 2 less shots over its lifetime. We will be monitoring how this affects the performance of Speaker Sight with an intent to let the exotic still shine, just not far over other exotic choices as it has been. I guess that's fair. We have to have some other healing exotics out there for Warlocks. We got Wings of Sacred Dawn, no longer reloads your equipped weapon from reserves. This change was made to avoid bad interactions with single-shot weapons like bows, with now also expanding to reload non-solar weapons, adding more flexibility to the exotic armor. Oh, this is interesting. Health versus shields. This is a big bug. This went viral on Twitter here. We have investigated reports of player health and shield functionality differing from our original explanation. Upon review, we have found discrepancies. The following is a proper explanation of how these scale with armor stats. Okay, so we got player health stun. The time it takes the red part of the health bar to start regenerating is equivalent to 100 of the old recovery stat. Play health regen is equivalent to 20 of the old recovery stat. The health stun and health regen tuning is intentional to get injured guardians out of danger zone quickly, while leaving the room for health stat and healing verbs to be valuable. Player shields. Shield stun and shield regen is equivalent to 20 of the old recovery stat, where health stat is below 100. When your health stat increases from 100 to 200, your shield stun and shield regen will improve, eventually going beyond 100 of the old recovery stat. All right. From 100 to 200, you also gain additional shields when facing combatants. There is an issue where the health stat tooltip says this affects health and not shields. The tooltip text will be corrected in an upcoming update to properly note the benefit to only increasing shields. Gotcha. Note that the 1 to 100 health stat benefiting the healing per orb increases the amount of health and shields gained each time you pick up an orb of power. We will also update the necessary tooltip text in an upcoming update. All right, so that's how it actually works, and they got that squared away. It's good. On a related note, 9004 fixed an issue with the health stat that was causing unexpected deaths, particularly in PvP. When this issue would occur, high health stat values could cause shield and health values to become desynchronized across the server, leading to players dying unexpectedly when they believed they had full health shields. That's funny. Currently investigating Warlock. We want to acknowledge that players are feeling the sandbox for Warlocks is being left behind other classes. Damn, that's crazy when Warlocks are so salty about Edge of Fate that they feel like they're weaker than all the others. Buddy builds don't benefit much from the stat changes, and there aren't many meta melee builds that benefit from the additive melee changes, among other feedback. We are investigating a tuning pass for Warlocks that will start with Ash and Iron and continue through Renegades. So hang in there, Warlocks. It's a rough time for you. Titans, we're investigating an interaction where Unbreakable on Prismatic Titan doesn't appear to work as intended with Shackle Grenades. All right. Exotic Armor, we're looking into issues and feedback in regards to this, all of these exotic armor. Oh my gosh, Controverse, Alpha Lupi, Nezraxin, Starfire, Crown of Tempest, Wings of Sacred Dawn, Ionia, Geomag, Boots of the Assembler, Rhymeco. Jeez. There's a lot of bugs in Destiny 2. My goodness. Reported issues. Handheld Supernova damage was reduced by 20%. This was not intended. Sunbracers was tuned during the grenade stat rework to function the same at 70 stat. Due to the stats threshold issue explained above, fewer grenades than intended were available at 70 stat. This should be corrected in 9004. Titan throwing hammer melee has a cooldown added to picking up the hammer, and its bounce was increased versus bosses. This was not not intended? Yo! Baby Hammer is back! Baby Hammer is back on the menu. Let's go! Stats. Grenade, melee, super, and class were not regenerating as we presented them pre-Edge of Fate. Updated 9004. Weapon stat will still display a 6% PvP buff after update 9004, despite only being 5%. I'll be fixed in a future update. Hit markers don't appear in the HUD when players deal damage. That's fixed. Weapons. Queen Breaker no longer blinding. Choir of 1 can be macroed. Fixed. Choir of 1 also fixed. 9004 is already implemented at this stage. Icebreaker swaps can provide ammo. They're going to let it ride for now. Okay. So icebreaker swaps can provide ammo. Be mindful of that. They're letting it ride for now. Certain exotic bows don't interact with Hierarchy of Needs guidance ring, and the behavior for projectile tracking has changed. Gotcha. Sprint. Okay, so sometimes you get stuck sprinting. So if you encounter it, you can return to orbit and re-enter your activity. You have to literally go back to orbit if you get sprint locked. Wow. That is a crazy workaround. Artifact bonus. We're tracking an issue where the application of new gear ornaments can increase the amount of damage resistance the player receives. This will be fixed in a future update. The Desert Perpetual investigation. Oh, here it is. We are investigating reports of cheating with fire teams who cleared the Desert Perpetual contest mode, breaking our code of conduct and or cheating to complete contest difficulty or other activities is a bannable offense, and players benefiting from cheating can also be subject to punishment. For details, bungie.net/code of conduct. Oh, if you suspect someone has cheated, please submit a report to our contact form. Oh, I got some suspects here, all right? We got aimbot Andy here with his 1,200 clears of the raid. Here, let me pull this up. This guy right here, he's got 1,200 clears of the raid. What do you think about this? Corrego's guy? 1,200 clears. Not bad, huh? Yeah. A little bit suspect, in my opinion. Let me know what you think, though. All right, let's get back to the tab here. Raid and dungeon difficulty scaling. They're going to be adjusting the difficulty. So they're taking it down -10 power. Across the board, we read this and went over this recently. This is a great change. And this will be implemented in 9005. They talked about the sprint bug. So be mindful of that. So it had to do with the Edge of Fate's launch due to the addition of Armor 3.0 stat modifiers. So that will be, you can go to orbit, you can return if you want to fix that, but you can also, you can go to orbit and return to fix it, or, you know, it'll be fixed eventually in the future. Budget your build in the desert. Here we go. What is budget your build? 6 teams of streamers around the world are equipping their prismatic subclasses and hitting the raid. Nice, very cool. Before they enter the raid, each player is given a small amount of virtual money to buy their super. Interesting. Cooperative build crafting meets roguelike. All right. Seems like an interesting competition, I suppose. Very cool. And they got closing brief here. Okay, so a little bit of lore entry here in regards to the conductor. Very nice. And Bungie rewards await you if you're interested right here. You got the pin and the Bungie Foundation campaign wrap-up. They raised $1.4 million. That's incredible. And known issues list, still all these bugs in the game. Oh my gosh, Kepler has crazy bugs too. Weapons have bugs. Look at all these bugs. Oh my god. General bugs, Kepler bugs, weapons, armor. Oh man. We got Lodi for Artist of the Week. Very nice. And there it is. Just like that, the TWID is over. And it's time to get back into Arms Week and get ready for Solstice. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. We'll keep you up to date on all of the news in Destiny 2, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Later.